Oh, 100%. 100%. One of my favorite people in the world, Jerry Lynn. He, I feel like you know, he could have been like one of those, like Shane, like he could have had the belt for a very long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think um I don't know what Paul's vision was, but I feel like he should have had the belt sooner than he did,
Okay. Interesting.
you
It's
know.
good.
And
Good
I
take.
also yeah, I do. There's certain people like, you know, not that you get tired of it, but it kind of adds to the product, you know, when somebody doesn't have the belt for 872 days, and then you keep it new, you keep it fresh. And Jerry could have held that belt earlier and been fantastic with it. Jerry is a solid all around performer,
Yeah.
underrated, 100% underrated his whole career. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. He's
Universally, he's a hard guy to not root for as a character, as a performer.
yeah, I just I liked him better as a heel, as a again, I'm partial to the heels. I think
Yes, you are.
I always will be.
Naturally.
But he, you know, he played a great baby face as well. But he's one of those guys that can do it all. And maybe he didn't, you know, he didn't get a chance to talk as much as some of the other guys, but in-ring performance, so good. I would put him up there with the Benoits and the Malenkos. Like
Wow.
he's really good. Really good.
Yeah. No, that's a very fair grouping. So I would tend to agree
Well,
with you.
that's kinda his style, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, he's so good, and no, there's not one person that could say a bad word about that guy, and if they do, I'll punch him right in the face.
I think there'd be a lot of people who would line up behind you too, because that's exactly I think how a lot of people feel. All right. How about this one?
Cyrus the
Cyrus.
virus. Well, what can you elaborate on that? I don't
Just his presence.
just his presence.
Just
I
what
feel
he
like
did on air.
yeah, I feel like the network thing was a big deal. Um, you know, because I told you part of that was a shoot.
Right.
In our eyes because TNN was just they had their thumb down on us and there were certain things that we could not do which pissed the boys off was pissing off not only the locker room but you know production and Paul and um we needed some type of an idiot asshole to represent the TNN side and I think Don did it with
Perfectly.
to a T. Yeah, he's a good heel,
Yeah.
you know, he has, um even in real life, he could be kind of like, if you don't know him well enough, he could, come at you kinda like a dick sometimes, you know what I mean? But if you know him, you know that's Don. And I love Cyrus, I love Don, you know, but I've shared a locker room with him for a long time, so I got to know him quite well, but you know, if you don't, he can be a little I guess he could be a little abrasive sometimes.
Thing.
Okay.
We talked about this recently too, and it's Paul Heyman shoots on the network, really tearing down the fourth wall, just showing his disgust for what TNN had done to ECW, and they have the picture of it, the one when he comes out here, and it's pretty memorable night. Vote. What does it say? Vote Bat Bush.
Vote I thought it said
Oh,
vote,
vote.
eat Bush. No,
Yes.
it's eat Bush. It's vote is crossed out and it says eat. What the hell? I guess Bush
He
was running
synced
that
up.
year.
He synced up.
So crazy.
So Paul Heyman shoots on the network.
At this point in time, what did we have to lose? Absolutely nothing. Like, how much longer was our contract with them? You know what I mean? What were they going to do? Nothing. So, yeah, get out your frustrations. I don't know. I told you there were so many things that were going on that we weren't privy to that we would just sit there and we'd be like, "Oh my god, is this going to hurt our chances on getting on another network?" Like, a little did we know our demise was right around the corner, you know? And you can laugh at it now, but it's very sad. It's extremely sad.
No, you have a very good way to describe it. But yes, no, that's the way. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So, I mean, he didn't care. So say whatever you want. There were, if you watch that year of TNN, there were little innuendos on every single episode that took a knock at the network.
Yeah. Joey
Whether it be
Styles, master of it.
whether it be Joey Styles, Joel Gertner, Cyrus himself, or Paul Heyman. We would make digs, very subtle, but if you knew, you knew, and they were there,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, okay, are we going to get punished? Like, what else can they do to us? We're locked in for a year. What are they going to do to us now? We can't do this. We can't do this. We can't do this. They're not running ads. No one knows we're here. What are they going to do? Nothing left to do.
What is it? Take us off the air. Or
Why
whatever he
not?
said.
Yeah. That's the only thing left, you know? Who cares?
Uh.
So